for years now, I guess I've been thinking a lot about the technology. Thinking about technology, thinking about, for instance, the role of the drum. The drum as the earliest form of wireless communication.
Right.
This is why our drums are banned, throughout, South Carolina, North Carolina, Georgia, in New York, indigenous and African drums were banned. Not only because they learned that we were using them to communicate with each other, this was especially after the Soto Rebellion in South Carolina in the 1800s, but I think also because they learned that we were communicating with something much larger than ourselves. But in the context of technology, and of course I do look at spirituality and music, and rhythm and polyrhythm as forms of technology, and of course drum patterns are like programs, like there's ways of programming, but I also think of technology in the context of these occupied lands, and this fixation on fossil fuels and extraction, and when we think about extraction and fossil fuels, I don't know, for me, I always kind of thought about, decomposed dinosaurs and mammoths, like, okay, I guess over time, it's their fossils after the Ice Age, and that's where all the oil, but then of course the irony is that all of these places with rich soil have these uncharted genocides, and so when I think of these genocides that are not necessarily officially recognized, but are fact, like the genocide of the Congolese, in the late 1800s, early 1900s, in relationship to rubber, right? The rubber for our tires and what have you. Before that, it was for ivory. Before that, it was for enslavement, for slavery. And these stories are not restricted to the Congo. They're all over the place. But I think of places like the Congo, for example, where over 10 million people were killed, and now knowing that the coltan and cobalt that's in our smartphones and laptops and in surveillance drones and game stations and what have you, 85% of it is sourced from that region, right? And I think, why is this soil so rich? And I can't help but think of the people that are buried in that soil, and question what exactly is in that coltan, what exactly is in that cobalt. Are our ancestors somehow empowering this ability once again to communicate wirelessly? You understand? And so I was really studying this, and while thinking about it, while working on, I have a graphic novel that's coming out at the end of this month called Martin Luther King, and it's the same story. I wrote it at the same time as I wrote a film called Neptune Frost, and all of that is looking at coltan miners and hackers and technology and colonialism and raising these questions. And so this poem, which is called Coltan as Cotton, is from that research. Hacking to dietary sustenance, tradition versus health. Hacking to comfort, compliance, hacking to the rebellious gene, hacking to doctrine, capitalism, relation to free labor and slavery. Hacking to the history of the bank as beating the odds of Iraq to joining the winning team. Hacking to desperation and loneliness, the history of community in the marketplace. Hacking to land rights and ownership. Hacking to business law, proprietorship. Hacking to ambition and greed. Hacking the forms of government, systems of control, their relation to suffering and sufferance, hacking the faith and morality, the treatment of one faith towards another, hacking the masculinity, femininity, sexuality, what is taught, what is felt, what is learned, what is shared, hacking the God, stories of creation, serpents and eggs, hacking the nature, biodynamics, biodiversity, cycles and seasons, hacking the time, calendars, Descartes, its relationship to doubt, is it wired to fear, the notion of control, the space-time continuum, the force of gravity, whether the opposite of gravity is freedom. Hacking the freedom, power, responsibility, justice, the Bill of Rights, hacking the coincidence, the summer of '68, the 27 Club, number of people with Facebook profiles, people choose to share, people share too much, people seem lonely, people want to connect, people want to uplift, people need uplifting, hacking the self-help, self-sufficiency, and self-indulgence, hacking the crazy, hacking the lunatic, hacking the star, hacking the infamous, notorious, the effects of the construct of poverty on the psyche. The effects of the construct of race, the victims that survive. There was a panel marked survival. 3 simple copper wires coiled round an orb, hacking the orbit, equatorial landmines, useful and precious metals, coltan as cotton. Hacking the hazardous, nuclear, blue clear, cloud farms and fish farms, cow farts and pig shit, hacking the horse industrial, digital, hacking the code, use your instrument as metaphor, harness your craft, hacking to the mainframe, dismantle definition, dogma and duty, hacking the destiny, hacking the dream, subtext and subconscious, hacking the heart, cardio, Congo, blood-rich and oil, hacking the suffering and despair, hacking to the unfair advantage of those lucky enough to be born into one family or another, into one condition or another, hacking to the circumstantial evidence that proves the obvious and wakes the oblivious, hacking the birthright, bloodlines, royal and tainted, hacking the superstition, old wives' tales, the rituals of the shaman, hacking the DNA, chemistry, the pharmaceutical industry, the modern day rape of the forest, hacking to the coiling serpents, the time it takes for modern man to determine whether ancient women were foolish or not, hacking to the database, hacking to the subconscious and panel marks Bible, hacking to celebrity, hacking to the cultural development of taste, hacking to violence, fear, and ignorance. How are they linked? Let's see.
Open mic. Open mic. Speak your mind. I want to see out of nowhere.
I thought that's what I was doing. You were. Open your eyes. I could recite the grass on the hill and memorize the moon. I know the cloud forms of love by heart and have brought tears to the eye of the storm. My memory banks vaults of autumn forests and Amazon river banks, and I've screamed them into sunsets that echo in earthquakes. Shadows have my spotlight as I monologue the night and dialogue with days. Soliloquies of wind and breeze applauded by sun rays. We put language in zoos to observe caged thought and toss peanuts and P-funk at intellect. And motherfuckers think these are metaphors. I speak what I see. All words and worlds are metaphors of me. My life is altered by the moon, footprints written in soil, the fountain pen of Martian men, noveling human toil, and yes, the soil speaks highly of me. When earth seeds root me, poet, tree, and we forest forever through recitation. Now, maybe I'm too serious, too little here, too matter, though I'm riddled with the reason of the sun, a stand-up comet with the audience of lungs. This body of laughter, is it with me or at me, more or less human, though gender's mute? And the punchline has this lifeline at its root. I'm a star, this life, the suburbs, I commute. Make daily runs between the sun and earthly loot and raise my children to the height of light and truth. If I could find the spot where truth echoes, I would stand there and whisper memories of my children's future. I would let their future dwell in my past so that I might live a brighter now. Now is the essence of my domain, and it contains all that was and will be. And I am as I was and will be, because I am and always will be that nigga. I am that nigga. I'm that timeless nigga that swings on pendulums like vines through minds, booby-trapped minds that have been enslaved by time. I'm the life that supersedes lifetimes. I am. It was me with serpentine hair and a timeless death of the mortal glare to mortal fear in the stone time capsules. They still exist as the walking dead as I do. The original sufferhead, symbol of life and matriarchy, severed head Medusa. I am. It was me, the ecclesiastical mother, pointed out that there's nothing new under the sun. To times of laughter and times of tears, and that no times of real times, because all times of fear. The wise seer Solomon. I am. It was me with tattered clothes that made you scatter as you shuffled past me on the street. Yes, you shuffled past me at the street as I stood there conversing with windblown spirits, knocking at your shoulders. You didn't stop and talk to me. I could have told your future as I explained your present, but instead, I'm the homeless schizophrenic who resent for being aimless, the in-tuned nameless. I am. I am that nigga. I am that nigga. I am that nigga. I am that nigga. I'm a Negro, yes, Negro. Negro from necro, meaning death. Over came it, they named me after it. And I'll be spitting at death behind and putting kick me signs on his back because I am not the son of Shaklack Clack. I am before that. I'm before death is eternity. After death is eternity. There is no death, there's only eternity. And I'll be riding on the wings of eternity like, yeah, Shaklack Clack. I exist like Spitfire, but you are the sun. Try to map out your future with sundials, but tic-tac technology can no tic-tac me. I exist somewhere between tick and tock, dodging like double dutch, got me living double time. I was here before your time. My heart is made of the quartz crystals you be making clocks out of, and I'll be resurrecting every third like tick, 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 clack, clack. No, I won't work a 9 to 5 because I'm setting suns and orange moons, and my existence is this. Still, yet ever moving. And I'm moving beyond time because time binds me and can set me free. And I'll fly when the clock strikes me like clack, clack. But my flight doesn't go undisturbed because time makes dreams defer, and all of my time feels are turning my days into daymares. I live daymares, reliving nightmares. I once haunted my past. Clack, clack, time is beat my eyes, and I'll be having dreams of chocolate-covered watermelons filled with fried chicken like pinatas, little pickaninny sons and doorbells standing up under them with big 6 in aluminum foil, hidden trying to catch pieces of fallen fried chicken wings. And Aunt Mom and Uncle Ben are standing in the corners with rifles pointing their heads at little children. Don't shoot the children, I shout. Don't shoot the children, but they say it's too late. They've already been infected by time. This shit is before my time. I need this time, this preoccupation with time, but it's too late. Start shooting at the children and killing them 1 by 1, 2 by 2, 3 by 3. But my spirit is growing faster than the speed of light. Because light only penetrates the darkness that's already there. And I'm already there. I'm here. At the end of the road, the beginning of the road beyond time, but where my niggas at? Oh shit, don't tell me my niggas got lost in time. My niggas are serving unjust time.